Welcome, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I made a video about, the situation that we currently find ourselves in, and that is in relation to the BAW and her feeble attempts to infiltrate the sisterhood. You know, see, black women think that they can infiltrate the sisterhood, and I just don't get it. First of all, and black women are already over there. They're not even in negotiations. They're basically, stating how it's gonna go down. They're already doing this. And it's so comical to watch. What they don't realize is that men are leaders of the brotherhood, and sisters benefit from that. Sisters benefit from our leadership. Black women are over there talking about, what they're willing to do, and they're saying all the right things. It sounds good. It sounds real good, but it's a crock of shit. See, once a woman has been independent, it's very hard for her to get out of this strong, independent mode of thinking. Once she has been, once she has charted this course, it's hard to turn her around. Even when she's attempting to be submissive in it, she is also being strong and independent. It's like, and I guess these women don't really understand that we can see them doing it while they're doing it. It's easy to say all the right things. It's easy to pretend. And the average black man is going to be made a fool of. He's going to be fooled. The BAW is going to lull him into a false sense of security, and then she's going to drop the hammer on him. See, women are hypergamous, and in that hypergamy, she is always seeking to destroy. She's always seeking out the best man who in American society, she can always destroy. She has no problem in destroying men. In fact, she feels no remorse over all the men that she has destroyed, even if those men are in her own family, her own children. She has no remorse as long as she gets to be independent. A lot of you men are gonna be lulled into a false sense of security. She gonna say all the right things. She gonna be submissive. She gonna be submissive, as long as you're doing everything she wants you to do. But what good is having a woman who's only gonna be submissive when she feels like it? This is what black women do. They say things like, oh, when I find the right man, and y'all better have, he gotta have this and he gotta have. See, she's already dictating. She's already negotiating. I mean, she's not even negotiating. She's telling you how it is. And I say, keep your trash and keep your ass. I mean, what do you bring to the table? Because I could tell you what men want from women. I mean, I can tell you what the average man wants from a woman, and your vagina just ain't cutting it. Used up, overused vagina, fucking 3 or 4 or 5 kids out of wedlock, belligerent attitude, trying to dictate, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna go down, and under what conditions you're gonna be feminine. It's just not gonna cut it with a real brother. Now, I understand. See, black women do understand that the vast majority of you men are simps. You know, they understand this. So they understand how they're going to manipulate you. They understand that all they have to do is say all the right things. You know, spit some red pill talking points here and there. You know, make you bend some dinner. You know, all this shit is fake. It's not who she truly is. And she cannot wait to be strong and independent again. Just let one of these Democrats get in office and promise her some crumbs, and she will be off to the races. You know, you men have no idea what these women have done to our community. You know, black women have no choice but to accept the crumbs that white men throw to them. They have no choice but to accept it because they betrayed their men. You know, when you betray your men, when you label your men niggas who ain't shit, when you betray your community for strong, independent, indoctrination, basically, when you betray your men for these things, you know, and you do this for so long, it's like you're a slave. You're a slave to these people. You have no choice but to continue to beg for shit because you were not willing to put in the work. You were not willing to put in the work with that brother, with that black man. So what? He might not have had what you think he was supposed to have. So what? You were supposed to put in that work. Somebody got to put in the work. Who are you expecting to put in the work? Because it's obvious that black women don't want to put in the work. You know, they want the next generation to put in the work. But when the next generation gets here, they're more spoiled and entitled than the previous generation. So who's going to put in the work? Which generation? I mean, what generation is going to put in the work? You know? What generation is going to put in the work? The black woman is not willing to put in the work. That means you have to deal with a man where he is. Hopefully, you choose a good, decent brother. You know? And stop trying to be rich. You got to understand what's important. Money is not important. Family is important. Family is important. Many people in my family have, you know, they've reached, you know, many milestones and pinnacles of success. Many multi-million-dollar milestones of success. And a lot of them are they're trapped by their possessions. They can't even deal with their own family. You know, they can't even deal well with their own family. They have fear of their own families. You know, they've gained the world. But hey, what good is it if you're just living, you just living in a prison, another form of prison. You can't have people around. You're scared they're gonna steal from you. See, this is what happened this is how black people do each other. It's all about them getting to the top, so they can look down on everyone else, shit on everyone else around them, instead of getting with their brothers, getting with their sisters, and working together so that everyone can eat. Now understand, you cannot want things for people who do not want those things for themselves, but this has become a pattern in the black community. It's not normal it's not the norm. It's not commonplace for black men to be working together. It's abnormal. It's abnormal. If you see a group of black men walking down the street, that is a gang. that needs to be broken up, because that's the only group of men, of black men, who hang around together in large groups, unless they're at a conference or something like that, or some black power lecture or something like that. Very rarely do you see huge groups of black men all together doing the right thing. You know? And I'm not talking about in college or something like that. In some school somewhere. I'm talking about out in the world. Random, you walking down if you walk down the street and you see a group of black men, what's the first thing that pops into your head? You're up to no good. I mean, and walking around with your pants hanging off your ass, I mean, that is, that doesn't help the matter. That doesn't help matters. I mean, it's just hard, man. It's hard. It's hard being a so-called black man. When I understand community. When you understand community, it becomes very hard to be a black man. When you look at other communities, and it's not about comparing our community to other communities, but we're talking about function. We're talking about how the black community functions as a group, and it's utterly and completely pathetic. It's pathetic. Now, BAWs are assuming that they're going to just come back to the table. It's going to be all good, and because a lot of black men have no idea what has happened. They have no idea that they've been betrayed. They know nothing about history. If you tell the average black man that niggas ain't shit, they gonna be like, yeah, niggas ain't shit. You right. I mean, this is the thinking of the black man. Where did you get that from? Who taught you that? If you tell the average black man that, if a woman tells the average black man that, you meet a woman and, you're trying to get with her, and you ask her, yeah, why did you and your ex break up? And she's going to say, oh, he cheated on me. And no one's going to bat an eye. No one will be the wiser. This is what's going on in the black community. None will be the wiser. I just don't get it. I don't understand why black women don't understand that there are black men and then there's the brothers. And the brothers understand all of your fuckery. And you're not going to be able to pull the wool over their eyes. They know what you've done. They understand your betrayal. They've witnessed the destruction of their community. They've seen many men that you've destroyed, that these women have destroyed. And black women know and understand how weak-minded. It's not the fact that black men are weak-minded. It's the fact that black men are just too forgiving. It's a good quality, but it's a quality that can be manipulated. I mean, how many times have you been in a relationship with a woman? She wowed out on you, yelled, screamed to the top of her lungs, jumped in your face, tried to get you to whoop on her, tried to get you to put hands on her. And when you do, the first thing she does is call 911, has you thrown in jail. Where your livelihood, your job is in jeopardy. What if they decide, hey, they don't want to give you a bail? Hey, I want to, they're going to want to give you a bail if you got the money, but what if you don't have the money? What if all your money is tied up in, investments, bills, BAWs will call the police on, get emotional, call the police on you. Then 2 or 3 days later, she's gonna come back talking about how sorry she is. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was just being emotional. I didn't mean to be emotional. I mean, most women are gonna do this to you, but not just the BAW. Don't think that the BAW is the only one who does this. But the BAW, see, she's quick to do it, and she will feel absolutely no remorse for raking you men over the coals. Yeah, 2 or 3 days later, after she realized how dumb and stupid she is, then she'll feel some remorse. But by then, it's already too late. The damage has been done. You men are putting your livelihoods at risk. Your job, she has no problem putting you through the system. And if you think that kind of power, that kind of power and influence, she's just gonna give this up willy-nilly. She's come to her senses. If you think for 1 second that she's come to her senses, you got another thing coming, man. I mean, are you willing to hang your hat on that? Are you willing to take those kinds of risks? Are you willing to take those risks? Hey, black man, hey, you can do what you want to do, but are you willing to take those risks? I mean, I don't want you men for 1 second to believe that white women will not do this shit to you. Any woman will do this to you. Any woman will do this to you. But the BAW, now she has an insatiable appetite for destruction. She has an insatiable appetite. She feels powerful when she's destroying you men's lives. Hey, my fault. She feels better about herself when she's able to put you men down, put you men in your place. She feels powerful. She feels empowered by the system. The system was put in place to subdue men, to keep men under control, because a very select few or a very select group of men wanted to be in total control. They wanted to have total control and dominance, and the easiest way to, get that control and dominance is through subduing the men. And first you have to demonize the men. You have to make the men seem incompetent. These men are not competent. They can't think for themselves. We need to do the thinking for them. They can't do what needs to be done. Look at black men walking around with their pants hanging off their ass and wonder why people think that they're incompetent, that they cannot solve their own problems. Their women have supplanted them. Their women have supplanted them. Hey, like I said, brothers, and guess what? She's gonna supplant you men. She's gonna supplant the vast majority of black men. So you brothers gotta be careful, cause a simp is your enemy. A simp is your damn enemy because they highly outnumber us. And a simp will fight, kill, and murder in defense of vagina. These men are true vagina worshippers. These men will fight tooth and nail. They will get together in gangs. They highly outnumber us. It's like you have to even be careful when you say these types of things to these men. Because they use the same shaming language that black women use. Oh, you gay. You sound gay. You must be gay. Or you must don't get no pussy. Or I mean, these types of things. See, these are things that are designed to get you men to shut up. To get you men to try to re-examine who you are. Because then when they say things like that, you're like, you got to re-examine what you said like that. Well, maybe I'm being too hard on the BAW. Maybe is it me? Is it a personal issue? Am I projecting? You have to ask yourself all these questions. And shaming language is enough to get a lot of people to back down off of their principles. If a mass group of people is trying to shame you and get you to stop speaking the truth, a lot of men are gonna fold. A lot of men are gonna fold. Because people say some of the most, people are gonna call you some of the weirdest names. They're gonna call you weird things. They're gonna try to challenge the things that you say. They're gonna put labels on you. It's all shaming language. It's all designed to get you not to speak the truth, not to speak factually, not to get other brothers to understand what's going on. Do you think that the BAW wants you men to understand how she's been manipulating you? See, a woman, it reminds me of that. I'm gonna leave this video alone, but it reminds me of Adam and Eve in the garden, and the Most High said, "Do not eat of this fruit, or you will know good and evil." Why is the red pill red? If you eat of the red pill, you will know good and evil. Most black men, just imagine before how you were before you ever heard any kinds of red pill knowledge. Just imagine you were totally asleep. You were in a state of slumber. You probably thought that the black woman was a queen, a goddess. She could do no wrong. Now what I'm telling you, man, is if you take the red pill, you will know good or evil, and evil. You understand it. Now a lot of people are gonna take the red pill, and it's just gonna be too much for them, too much to handle, and they're gonna go back to sleep. They're gonna deny, deflect, shame. The things that BAWs have mastered the art of shaming, mastered the art of deflecting, mastered the art of deceit, lying, blaming, no accountability. You know, like I said, brothers, the red pill is bitter. Anyway, watch out for these fake sisters. On that note, I want to say peace. And before I say that, like I said, we gotta be careful, man. The fake sister brigade is coming. It's gonna be so many fake sisters. I don't even know why they even try. I mean, at least against someone like me, it's a futile mission. But to the vast majority of men who have not taken the red pill, these men are gonna be down on their knees. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I've been waiting for a black woman to just say these things to me." You know, I've been waiting for this all my life. Black women are changing. They waking up, man. They waking up. They taking the weave out. The black woman, blah blah blah. The Black Widow Spider, man. Y'all men are pathetic. But anyway, some of you guys are gonna meet your fate. Anyway, on that note, I wanna say peace. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Get on the 5 steps. Adopt the moral code.